Hi there, this is Julianne Price and welcome to HealthyCoach.com. Today we're going to do a review of the 3-Day Shakeology Cleanse. Now before we even get into the review, I think we should deal with that name. The 3-Day Shakeology Cleanse. It's really not a cleanse in the traditional sense. You're not going to feel uncomfortable, you're not going to be staying close to your bathroom or anything like that. That was one of my fears before I did, and it's kind of why I dreaded and I put it off for quite a while. But it's really not like that. I think a better name might be the 3-Day Meal Plan, because it's really not even a 3-day fast. I didn't feel deprived during the whole experience, and I don't think you will either. So let's call it the 3-Day Meal Plan. Now, if you're not familiar with Shakeology, Shakeology is a meal replacement shake. It comes in chocolate or it comes in greenberry. Personally, I'm a chocoholic, so I like the chocolate. But it's a meal replacement shake, and during this plan, you're going to have 3 of those a day, and you'll have some other foods mixed in. And you're just going to do that for 3 days, and it's kind of a low-calorie plan, but it's also going to give your body a chance to take a break from heavy eating. Most of what you're going to have are liquids throughout the day, and you're going to have salads. So it's a chance to really give your digestive system a much-needed break. If you're someone like me who's very active, then you're eating a lot of calories, you're putting a lot of food through your system, and you just need that chance to kind of detox a little bit and just cleanse out your body. So in that respect, it's a cleanse, but it's not a harsh feeling, and you're really not going to be uncomfortable or bloated or have any side effects that are unpleasant, except for a little bit of hunger, but really, it's not bad. So talking about this 3-day cleanse, as I said, I kind of dreaded it for 2 weeks. I didn't think I could do it. I'm pretty wimpy. So if you tell me I can't have chocolate, of course I'm going to crave chocolate. If you tell me I have to go on this special meal plan, I'm going to crave every other food imaginable. And it really wasn't bad. So I want to tell you, if a wimp like me can do it, then you can definitely do this plan. As I said, I kind of dreaded it for 2 months, and I finally did it. And the reason I did it is I'd finished my Chalene Extreme workout, and you can see a review of that on this website as well. And I was ready. I kind of wanted a punctuation marker, something to say, okay, I finished this workout, and I was in my rest period before I started my next routine. So it was kind of, for me, a little bit of closure. And I decided this is what I was going to do. So the meal plan is on the website. Don't feel like you have to scribble notes while you're watching this. But when you do the Shakeology Cleanse, you'll get these packets. You'll either get a mixture, or you can get all chocolate, or all green, or you can get a mixture of both. You choose that. But you're going to start off your day with a shake, and then throughout the day you'll have 2 more. And then you can mix in, so say in the morning if you have a shake, then maybe a couple hours later you're going to have a piece of fruit, or you can have a cup of green tea, and then a few hours after that you'll have the other. So if you had fruit, then you'll have a cup of green tea later on. And then for lunch you can have either another shake, your second shake of the day, or you can have a salad. And for me, I mixed it up. Each day wasn't the same, so one day I had the salad for lunch, a different day I had salad for dinner. Again, there's no hard and fast. You don't have to do it a certain way. Do what you feel. If you're really hungry, have the salad. If you're not so hungry, then have the shake. With the salad, again, the website will give you the amounts, but you want to have a lean protein, either a chicken or a turkey. Some kind of protein will help fill you up a little bit. If you're a vegetarian like myself, I had, wasn't probably as lean as possible, but I had raw pecans in my salad with some mandarin oranges and a little bit of dressing, just to give myself a little flavor to the salad. On a different day, we actually went to Moe's. Welcome to Moe's. And we had salad there, and I didn't have the edible shell or any of the garbage. I just had lettuce, black beans, and some tomato. And that for me was enough, and the beans gave me the protein that I needed for the day. So don't feel like you're restricted and you can't even go out and enjoy life. Pick a restaurant that has good salads and then just pare it down and make it a very basic salad. Then after that, you're going to have 2 more shakes throughout the day, or depending if you had the salad for lunch, you're going to have a shake for dinner, or vice versa. If you had the shake for lunch, then you'll have a salad for dinner. And then in between there, you can mix in 1 more shake. So again, it's all listed on the website. Don't feel like you have to write this all down and vary it. Those are suggestions. Do it the way you want to do it, but try to stick to those food groups. Some things that are important is no dairy. So when you're making your shake, no milk in there. When you're having your green tea, no cream in it. When you're making your shake, I would make it with water, and I used frozen fruit just to give me a little bit more flavor. So I'd usually use a half a banana or 3 strawberries. You could just use ice if you want. The shake alone, one of these packets is 140 calories, so you're not getting a lot of calories. The fruit, depending what you add, you might be adding about 70 calories to it, so it's not a big deal. You're not adding a lot to your diet. And one of the tricks, depending on how you want to feel, I have these great Applebee's glasses that somebody gave me, and I fill up to about the wording with water. And it's just water. You can add as much water as you want. So when I was done mixing, my shake was all the way up to here. So I felt like, yeah, I have a big glass of, big shake to fill me up. You can add as much water or as little water as you want. It's not going to add to the calorie intake. It's not going to screw up your plan. So if you want to put in 2 glasses, go ahead. It's only going to change the consistency of how thick or thin it is. And with the frozen fruit, it will thicken it up a little bit. So that's kind of one of the tricks. Adding more water will help you keep yourself feeling full and not feeling deprived. Again, I felt pretty good all the way through. I did feel mildly hungry, but that was okay. It wasn't. You kind of have to realize you're not going to starve. You're not. Feeling hungry is not a panic signal. It's not something you should be rushing out like, oh, I got to eat something right now. It's okay to be hungry. You're not going to starve. You're going to eat in a few hours. Another thing I felt was, as I was making my kids lunch, I'd be making something I really wanted. Like, oh man, I could really go for that slice of pizza. It's okay. It's only 3 days. You can have the pizza on the 4th day. Don't feel like this is a permanent thing. This is just a short 3-day plan. When it's over, you can go and eat what you want to eat, although you'll find that you feel a little differently about food. But just don't work yourself up into that mental state of, oh my gosh, I'm depriving myself. You're not. You're just postponing that cookie or the piece of cake or whatever for 3 days. It's not a big deal. You can do it. Now, some tricks to getting through this diet. One of the things I would suggest is to pick a time when you're not going to be very active physically. So you don't want to do it when you know you're going to be going hiking or boating or something that you're really going to be using your body for. Kind of a low-key weekend and definitely a low-stress weekend. For a lot of people, stress equals food and they try to comfort themselves with food. So don't pick a very stressful time. Again, pick a weekend where you don't have much going on, or if it's a week at work that you're not really going to be very busy, you're not going to have demanding projects, do that. Another thing I recommend, for me I did it on the weekend, was to start the night before. So I started on Friday night. And so have dinner about 6, and then you can start your meal plan at 7. So you go to bed, you wake up in the morning, and you've got maybe 12 hours of your meal plan already done. You only have 2.5 days left. So it's a nice little mental trick that you just slept through the first part of your meal plan and you didn't feel deprived, you weren't hungry, you were sleeping. So start early Friday, have that early dinner, 7 o'clock, nothing else, don't eat any more food, and get through to the next morning. Another reason I like the weekends is because I can sleep in. During the week I'm up at 5, I'm working out, I'm ready to roll. On the weekend, I lounge in bed till about 7. And since I knew I was doing this meal plan, when I got up, I kind of really dragged my feet. Then I took a shower, I straightened my hair, I ironed some clothes. I didn't actually roll downstairs to the kitchen until about 9 o'clock. Then I had my shake. So yeah, I was hungry, but it was just my morning routine and I really made it just kind of elongated. Then I went out and did my weekend errands, so I was grocery shopping and running to the dry cleaners, that kind of thing. So before I knew it, it was 12 o'clock and it was time for my salad or my shake again. And on that day I chose just to go with the shake because I had some other running around to do and I didn't want to really focus on eating much more. So before you knew it, your whole first day is over. So you feel some momentum and you really kind of are ready to move forward. Some of the other things I realized was I would walk into the kitchen and I didn't really want anything, or I felt like, oh, I should be eating. It's been 2 hours since my last meal. You kind of start to be aware of some of these patterns and some of these things that you do. I'd walk by the cracker jar and feel like, oh, I should be taking a cracker, but it's not on my meal plan, so I won't. And you just became aware of all these patterns and thoughts that you had in your head, and you became aware of the choices, like, oh no, I can't have that, I can have some green tea, alright, I'll have green tea. And you realize how you feel afterwards. I had green tea with peppermint, and because there wasn't all this other junk in my system, when I drank it, I was really peppy, and I was awake, and I was like, well, I feel kind of good. And it was a chance for that peppermint to really get through my system, and do what it's meant to do. Normally it's laid down with whatever I ate with it, so it never got a chance to go through my whole blood system and really kind of have the effect of opening my blood vessels and making me more alert. So you'll start to realize how food affects you and how much better you can feel when you're not weighing it down with heavy foods. So as I said, I got through, no problem, got through day 3. And when I got to the other end, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I really want to come off this. I'm kind of enjoying, number one, I don't have to make any food decisions, but number two, I felt really good. And that's one of the main benefits, is you're just going to feel lighter. And another benefit is that I lost an inch off my hips and an inch off my waist. Again, I know that's not permanent. I know that's just because I had a restricted diet for a few days. But if you're going to a wedding and you really want to get into a particular outfit, or you just really want to look good for a few days, maybe you got a bikini that you want to look good in, it's kind of great. If you can plan 3 days before to do this, you're going to look great on that day. All the bloating is gone. It's just the real you, and it feels really good. So its definite benefit is that temporary cinching down of your body, which is really nice. But the biggest thing is when you come off, you do have to come off. You can't stick on this diet. Your body needs more calories than you've given it those 3 days. But you'll learn so much about your food choices. And that mental process sticks with you afterwards. So you walk in the kitchen, you're like, oh, now I can eat anything I want, but I'll just stick with that green tea. I felt kind of good. You do have to force yourself to have a bigger meal than that little salad, because you're feeling those benefits and you don't want to go back to the way you were. And I think that's the biggest benefit you can get from doing this, is it's a change in your mental state. It gives you energy, you're ready to go on to your next routine. For me, I was going right to a new workout, and I was energized and I felt good. And I felt like I'm not taking any backward steps, so I don't really want to go back and have junk food. And I even had some at one point, and I'm like, oh, I really don't even like the way this feels. I really just want to stick, maybe I'll go have a shake instead. So that was my experience with the Shakeology plan. I'd love to hear what your experiences are. I hope you'll definitely give it a try. I mean, I'm a wimp, so if I can do it, you can definitely do it. And you can go to our website, healthycoach.com, and you can order the packets that you need to get yourself started. The diet's right there so you can follow it. It's very simple. You'll save on your grocery bill for 3 days. I mean, there's no real downside to doing this. Again, you might feel a little bit hungry, but it's not a big deal. And don't make it a big deal in your mind. You can do this. I did it. And you're going to feel good. So just give it that try. Give it its chance. And after 3 days, you're really going to be glad you did. And I want to hear from you in 3 days. You tell me how you did. So that's it. This is Julianne Price, and I'll see you next time. Take care.